Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the NXT review for the 18th of November 2020. And I can't believe we're almost to the end of the year. So close. Anyway, hopefully everyone's doing well through the quarantine and all that stuff. This was not my favorite NXT show by far. I've been up and down with NXT, and to be honest, this is more down week. NXT champ Finn Balor's out for the first time since undergoing surgery for a broken jaw last month. He says he'll give us a word on the future of the NXT Championship, and the show opens with the new NXT champion Leon Ruff. Recap of the title win. Ruff comes out and he tells the story of his journey. Johnny Gargano interrupts Ruff, and Gargano basically cuts a promo on him saying he doesn't belong. He then hit Ruff with a cheap shot before the bell rings to start their title rematch. NXT champion, North American champion Leon Ruff wins by disqualification. Retains, and Gargano gets the heat on Ruff from the start. Ruff fights back. The size differential is too much even here, Ruff just doesn't look credible, and he doesn't have a unique enough offense to where you can say, okay, I've never seen that before. At least he's catching them. And then we see a lead to Ruff doing a flip dive over the top rope. Gargano cuts him off and then throws Ruff into the corner, kind of like the old lawn dart spot with Rey Mysterio Jr. and Kevin Nash from 25 years ago. Anyway, Gargano is measuring his attack. Damian Priest enters the scene. He distracts Gargano. Ruff rolls him up for near fall. Ruff misses a senton, and it's a super kick from Gargano. Gargano delivers one final beat, covers Ruff. Priest comes to ringside and pulls Ruff out of the ring, breaks the count. Priest apologizes to Ruff before knocking him out with a forearm, and Priest striking Ruff leads to Gargano being DQ'd. Ruff retains the title, and Gargano is aggravated. This is a stupid... you're killing the title. So the champion has to get saved when a bigger guy nails him? It doesn't even make sense. Cameron Grimes basically cuts a promo against Dexter Lumis, says he's going to take him out in a blindfold match later tonight. Dexter Lumis, Cameron Grimes, blindfold match is up next. Grimes nails the referee, but it's by mistake. So they put the blindfolds on, and Grimes is nervous about being under the blindfold, and he's bumping around the ring like he's nuts. Lumis stands like an emotionless statue. Grimes runs into the referee. He thought that's Lumis. Grimes nails him and begins stomping the ref. And then they do more stupid comedy. Grimes takes off his blindfold, sees it's the referee he knocked out. He tries to sneak attack Lumis. Lumis sidesteps him. Lumis prepares him for several shots and hits several punches. Lumis stalks Grimes, and Grimes tries to run away. Lumis throws Grimes over the barricades. Grimes hops the fence and flees and runs away. Damian Priest is being yelled at by William Regal in the back, and Priest said he's just joking around. And Leon Ruff comes in, confronts Priest, and basically asks if he thinks he's a joke. Priest tries to apologize. Ruff slaps him, and Regal says that Priest deserves the slap. You've done good jobs building up Priest, and now you put him in this junk. It's just stupid. New friends, Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. defeat Caden Carter and Casey Catanzaro. Lee pins Carter with a series of shots. Basically, heat on Catanzaro early. Carter tags in, goes nuts on the heels. LeRae hits a wicked stepsister to score the pinfall. Complete squash match. Good for Hartwell and Candice LeRae. Hope they become a team that stays somewhere for a while. Vignette hypes the return of Arturo Ruiz ahead of his matchup next. Kushida takes him out, so why do you give him a vignette? Kushida pins him in what was a decent match, although super short. They exchange strikes back and forth in the most believable manner of the night. Ruiz goes for leg takedown. Kushida counters and bridges into a pinning combination for a 3 count. They hype Ruiz's return and they beat him. Yeah, that's again. There's no consistency to the booking, and it really does. I'm not in a position where I'm running a company, obviously. Maybe 10 years from now it will be. That's super expensive. It costs a lot of money to do it right. But you can run an independent company better than this. They don't make sense week to week in stories. Anyway, Ember Moon and Tori Storm defeats Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. Storm beats Kai to win the match for her team. LeRae and Hartwell attack the babyfaces post-match. Storm gets worked over in the start, makes a comeback on Kai. Moon tags in. Babyfaces clean house. Go to commercials. Heels turned it around during the break, and Storm is getting beat up when we come back from break. So we're just basically flip-flopping and doing moves now. Anyway, Moon goes nuts after a hot tag. She nails Gonzalez with a super kick. Gonzalez should be protected at all costs. She shouldn't be bumping, in my view. They've got something in her, but you've got to treat her like she's China. You've got to treat her like she's huge and imposing. Moon keeps coming off the second rope with a flying code breaker. Moon goes for the cover. Kai breaks up the count. Moments later, Gonzalez moves, and Moon gets nailed with a high kick. Heels get the heat on Moon until a hot tag brings Storm back in. Storm's never been someone that I'm high on, so I don't really understand all the hype, to be perfectly honest. Storm delivers a series of suplexes and a fisherman buster for near fall. It's broken up by Gonzalez. Moon comes back and takes out Gonzalez, and then they do the double down with everybody. Kai and Storm exchange strikes. Referee gets distracted. Gonzalez posts Storm. Moon sees it happen. She goes through the ropes with a tope on Gonzalez. Kai goes to drag Storm to the center of the ring. Storm gets a counter, traps Kai in the inside cradle for a pin. So basically, beat up, and slip over finish. No one gets over with those. Anyway, LeRae and Hartwell come in, attack Moon and Storm post-match. They roll the babyfaces back in. Kai and Gonzalez lay them out too. I guess that leads to a women's war game match somewhere in the not-too-distant future, probably in a couple of weeks. Anyway, Timothy Thatcher defeats August Gray. Gray gets defeated in a short match. Tommaso Ciampa confronts Thatcher after a match. Not so much a fan of beating Gray this quickly. Super fan of the idea of Thatcher and Ciampa. Gray gets in a little bit of offense, but nothing major. Thatcher picks him apart one step at a time. Gray makes a brief comeback. He tries to go into a springboard. Thatcher cuts him down with an uppercut. Thatcher locks on a front face lock, and Gray taps out. Thatcher reapplies the submission move. Ciampa's music hits for some random reason. Out comes Ciampa to confront Thatcher. They have a stare down. Thatcher says he has no problem with Ciampa and runs away. Basically, we do an interview a little bit later, and Ciampa says he wants to fight Thatcher, hence why he came out there. That makes sense. Anyway, so we move to Gargano attacking Priest. Priest comes out to the ring for the match. Gargano attacks him and jumps him from behind during his entrance. They brawl around ringside. Ruff comes out, hits Priest by mistake with a dropkick. Tilt-a-whirl head scissors from Ruff sends Gargano into Priest, and Ruff super kicks Gargano. I guess they may be going to a three-way between these three, which is just goofy. Priest goes after Ruff, and he sidesteps Priest. Ruff drop kicks both men into each other, and Ruff backdrops Gargano over the ropes into Priest. Ruff then manages all of this during a commercial. Ruff tells Regal he'd face both of them in a match. Wade Barrett announced he won't be doing commentary next week's episode. Kevin Owens will be on guest commentary. Don't know why. Boa has not reported to the PC last week, and William Regal goes to his home to check on him. He has dark circles under his eyes, and Boa warns Regal that she is coming. We don't know who she is. Women's Championship match, Io Shirai defeats Rhea Ripley to win the title. Remember Rhea Ripley being at WrestleMania? Yeah, I do too. Rhea has dropped so far. This is just sad. Anyway, this show feels really long. It's no longer than Dynamite or SmackDown, but it just feels like there's so many segments of things that are independently by themselves good, but the show itself has no flow. Shirai pins Ripley to retain. Strong match. Lots of stiff stuff. Ripley's in control early. Dominates with her power. Shirai takes a hard shot on the apron. And then Ripley actually has to have the medical staff come out and check on her during the commercial break, so that's interesting. Finn Balor arrives at the building during this match. Why is he getting to the show so late? That's an interesting question. Shirai makes a comeback, fires back on Ripley. Ripley gets cut. She bleeds from the ear, probably one of the shots or kicks she took earlier. Ripley gets nailed in the face with a stiff shotgun dropkick. Manages to escape. At crossface, though, they fight. Shirai goes after the arm. Shirai works the arm, including shoulder breakers on the apron. Match goes through another commercial break, which, why can't these people book matches to, I don't know, end before commercial breaks? In other words, schedule your commercial breaks, even if you get a cluster of them. Good matches should not be interrupted by commercials. Anyhow, Shirai counters with a riptide. Shirai locks a cross arm breaker. Ripley gets a rope break. Shirai hits Tiger Fey kick, and she delivers a missile dropkick for near fall. Barrett says the audience is on their feet, all 17 of them. Anyway, Shirai misses a moonsault. Ripley hits with a lariat for near fall. Shirai counters Riptide and spikes Ripley with a DDT. Ripley's on the apron. Shirai goes for sunset flip powerbomb. Ripley tries to block it, doesn't get it. Shirai powerbombs Ripley through an announce desk. Don't know why they're doing that. This feud isn't at that level anyway. Ripley teases a count out, but she manages to break the count. Ripley gets back in the ring. Shirai comes off the top with a moonsault. Shirai then covers Ripley for the pinfall, retains the title. This was really good, but I don't know that Ripley needs to be losing even here. Although, if she's got to lose, losing to the champion is probably the best case scenario. Finn Balor speaks. Balor's out, enters the ring, congratulates Shirai on her win. Balor said he broke his jaw in 2 places. Now he has 3 plates in his jaw. Ouch. Then he says he's bad. Balor couldn't finish. Pat McCaffrey interrupt. McCaffrey says Balor is in their house now. McCaffrey continues to brag about the people that's been taken out since Balor was away. McCaffrey says that that all of his guys can surround Balor. McCaffrey tells Balor to hand over the title. Balor says when the cat's away, the mice will play. The cat is back, and look what it dragged in. Which is just a goofy line. Anyway, Undisputed Era make a surprise return. They're in full force. Adam Cole is back. Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, and Roderick Strong. They rush the ring for a complete brawl with McCaffrey, Pete Dunne, Oney Lorcan, and Danny Burch. Cole lays out McCaffrey with a kick at ringside, and the show goes off the air. Looks like they're going to go do War Games. I hope this doesn't mean they're dropping the belt off of Finn Balor due to his job, but if they do, I'm sure they can come up with something. But wow, that NXT title is sure snake bit. In comparison, and I will be reviewing this next, AEW Dynamite was a much better show. Come on over and hear why in the next audio.